Okay, cool. So that's now the time to show you the product itself. What we prepared at first is a kind of view inside a workflow you may saw before, but at other workflow kind of software. And you may remember there are a lot of modules you can see. We do have combined them together to a workflow. So the first part on top is to just check the files if you can print them, if they are PDFs in the kind that we can process them in the further workflow. So if we do a validate PDF, then we check the file that we are checking if they are in the right page size, if they are in the right orientation, if they are if they do have fonts included, and all this stuff were mentioned before in our presentation. And if we cannot really read the PDF, then we have a PDF optimizer. That means we take the PDF and run this through the process that we have a PDF which we can use. And if this won't work really, then we error out the file and we save this. But out of this part of the workflow, most of the files will run through if they are not really crap, if they are not really destroyed. Then the next point in this workflow is that we are looking for the file name. If you're looking for my files on the left, you can see there are files named with flyer, A5 book, business card, and so on and so on. So in that kind of workflow, looking for the name of the file and using the file name, we are split this down to the different workflows. First of all, every file will get a 3 mm of pleat, and then it will be treated as the job has to be treated. So if it's like, let's say, if it's a A4 booklet, then it will be treated as an A4 booklet, and so on. So while I'm talking about that, I will just choose some of these files to let them run, that we can look at them later on. So I take in that kind right now, I take a hot folder. So I copy the file into the hot folder. And at least when we process the files, we send them to the Fiery into the different server presets we have created. And in these presets, you will find, for example, the imposition. So in that kind, we are orientated on the file name. That's maybe something you know as well from other solutions. And at least the files are ended up here at the command workstation. So for example, this one was a calendar. We want to have 120 copies. So we read out automatically the number of copies. And we want to have the calendar imposed. So if I'm looking at the preview, if it opens up quickly enough, then we can see that this is typical for a calendar. So the first page, the upper part of the first page will be 180-degree turned. That if you fold this in the middle, then both sides from the cover will be readable, and then the rest of the document is of course imposed, as you know, for brochures, for a landscape brochure. So this is all done with that workflow I showed to you, and now I want to show you the difference with JobFlow Pro.